Officer Ryan O'Connor was bringing a burglary suspect to the Arnold Police Department here when he was shot in his own patrol car. Take a look. You can still see his patrol SUV crashed up on the curb right now. This is where that more than an hour-long pursuit came to an end. That red Ford Fusion right there, that was the car wanted in a violent carjacking. This section of Market is shut down right now. Take a look. This is the man that police were chasing. They are working to find out if he is the one responsible for actually taking this car, but he did lead them on a very dangerous pursuit through the city into Illinois and back again. This was not what organizers wanted, and they were definitely frustrated that the broken glass and the vandalism of last night that again happened hours after a very peaceful evening was sort of most of what people took away from last night. We ended that live shot because we weren't sure what was going on. We did hear some broken glass sound, and if you take a look right over here, this is what we heard. This is a shattered window at corner 17, Noodles and Bubble Tea. Obviously something was thrown through that window. That's the shattered glass that we were hearing break. But if you swing back around this way, Kenyon, and take a look down here at the line of officers, they have moved down this way. And if you look in the street, you can see a lot of water bottles because I just witnessed a lot of water bottles thrown at police officers. And for the second night in a row, we've seen after protests end, another group sticks around, and this is what we're seeing once again. Broken window after broken window. This is an insurance store. You've got a nail salon over here. Sushi Eye was also hit. They've already been boarded up. I just spoke with the manager inside Sushi Eye who says he and diners were inside when a rock came through the window. Courtney, they estimate about 30% of people have had a package stolen from them, and that doesn't even count the number of packages damaged from rain or snow. So what if Amazon could open up your door and put your package right inside? We are live down by the Mississippi River right now. I want to take a look and show you just the chunks of ice that are floating down the river right now. And if you look over closer near the edge, it looks like it might be easy for you to stand on that ice. But that is right now one of the biggest dangers that you can do in this weather. The frozen pond in this St. Peter's neighborhood is a popular spot for kids to skate. But firefighters say they're taking a risk that could quickly turn into this.
No two calls are the same.
Get up to the edge there, pal.
That's why the firefighters at Central County
You saved me, friend.
train regularly for this.
So let's go to the left side of the hole right here.
And they let me experience firsthand what it's like.
Hands up. Put your hands up on the edge.
For this, obviously, you're going to be the victim. So we're just getting you in, and you're going to be right here.
In the protective gear, I couldn't feel the frigid water. That wouldn't normally be the case.
What should my first instinct be? What should I do if I, God forbid, fall into ice?
Do not put your head underwater.
If you do that, you'll lose even more of your body heat. And while it sounds hard, don't panic. Conserve your energy.
Anytime you're in a situation like the ice, you could slide under the ice, and never a good scenario.
They say if you are in the water and you're trying to get out, you want to spread your weight out on the ice as you're getting out.
Oh, wait. But the biggest mistake is going in after someone or an animal that falls in.
That creates more potential victims, more patients that we have to go into to get.
So call 911 immediately and try to help the person in need by using something to pull them out until the professionals can go in after them. In St. Peter's, Alexis Odos, News 4. Despite the pouring rain right now, it is really quite incredible how fast the water has gone down. Last night, 24 hours ago, it would have been waist deep, but it's all gone now. And that is the story across Eureka as people are finally able to leave their homes after their subdivisions turned into islands.
It was up here and it curved around like this and it went to my little turtle over there.
Becky Gedney's other turtle is still swimming in the floodwaters. Since Monday, she's been trapped inside her home on the south side of the Merrimack.
Once I get shut off, I'm shut off. You know, I can't get, and nobody can help me. But that's why I bought chest waders so I can walk on across.
But as quickly as the water crept up her driveway,
This one creeped up fast. That once it hit the landmark from before, it got kind of nerve-wracking.
it's going back down. But in the lake that is Highway W, a boater returns from his home.
It is a aquarium, to say the least.
He's got a smile, but his home right now is one of the 50 that suffered damage from the flood.
At this point, if you can't smile, all you can do is cry, and I got plenty of time for that.
Others are also trying to see the positive in the flood. The homeowners in Mirasol Manor subdivision are finally free after being stuck for 3 days. But they made the most of it, even hosting a blues watch party in the street Tuesday night.
It's kind of life back to normal, unreal, just as unreal as seeing the water in the street. It's unreal seeing it go back down.
Highway W is still closed in a giant chunk of that, and the work is not done here in Eureka. Tomorrow morning, they're asking for volunteers to start the cleanup effort, taking down all of these sandbags. So they are asking those 16 and older to be at the Elks Lodge at 8 a.m. to help. Live in Eureka, Alexis Odos, News 4. Courtney, this part of Valley Park is not under the evacuation zone, but they're still very much at risk of flooding, which is why you see so much going on still here, even at 10 o'clock tonight. They are working to ensure that the floodwaters do not get into the St. Louis County Police Department like they did last time. Downtown has two distinct entertainment districts, from Washington Avenue to Ballpark Village and Busch Stadium. With more developments in the works, the city is hoping to make it easier to walk from one to the other. Good news for those like Michael Green, who walk it every day to and from work.
It's in a little bit of rough shape right now.
This stretch of 7th Street will see a facelift under the city's new project.
We want to use 7th Street as that main corridor.
With new developments like the hotel on 7th Street and a possible plan for the long empty Railway Exchange building, Alderman Jack Coder says it will help bring more and more people downtown.
And it's just a nice, narrow street that will be a good pedestrian corridor north and south through downtown.
But first, they have to make this half-a-mile stretch from Washington to Walnut safer for people to walk on. Starting with fixing the sidewalks and adding more lighting.
Some blocks are better lit than others, but for the majority, I do feel safe downtown.
Those safety improvements will cost about $3.25 million.
It costs a lot of money, and unfortunately the city doesn't have the money in the coffers to pay for these projects outright, so we rely on federal funds and often private donations.
The bill still needs to be approved by the full board of aldermen, and if all goes as planned, the improvements are expected to be completed by 2020. In downtown, Alexis Odos, News 4. Emily Denaya has made a remarkable recovery. Doctors said she wouldn't make it, but the little girl never gave up, and her fight for her life inspired the homicide investigator who worked her family's case.
I'm still here.
Laughs and big hugs. This grandmother didn't know if she'd ever have that again with her granddaughter after 7-year-old Denaya Irving was shot and nearly killed 4 months ago.
June the 1st. We got a call to the 4900 block of Beacon. That's got to be the worst call. When you find out a child's been shot, and to see her stand here today, it's a miracle.
Not only standing, but walking, moving her arm and getting stronger every day.
It's not easy. It's not easy, but we've made it through by the grace of God. So I'm thankful.
Denaya's mother, father, and uncle were killed. Her grandmother is raising her and 5-year-old De'Ara, who was also in the car that day when shots rang out.
Not only am I grieving my child, I'm grieving her parent, my nephew, their cousin. I'm grieving, and also still grieving the fact that this happened to my grandchild.
It has also been hard on law enforcement. Lieutenant John Green with the homicide unit helped arrest and charge the accused shooter, Jerome Burris. But he's still emotional about what happened.
I see a lot of violence, and to see somebody survive from it, a small child, is amazing.
Even giving her a picture to remember him.
It says, Denaya, you're a strong little girl. We are behind you forever. You can post it on your wall or do whatever you want to. You're welcome.
This 7-year-old has gone through the unthinkable, losing her parents and nearly her life. But she has many people behind her.
But I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and we are blessed because she's doing so well. She is doing wonderful.
She is back to school and attending physical therapy and speech therapy. But she's also just like every other little girl, planning her Halloween costume with her sisters and dreaming about what she wants to be when she grows up.
All right, be a good doctor.
Her grandmother says she is improving by leaps and bounds. The community has also rallied behind this child, donating money to help with her long road of recovery. Live in the newsroom, Alexis Zotos, News 4. Normally people are coming to our area to see the Gateway Arch, but tomorrow their eyes are going to be looking at something else in the sky, and that's that total solar eclipse that people have traveled from literally around the world to come right here to our area.
The age we are, we'll never get another chance.
The old and the young.
It says the solar eclipse.
Are all here for one thing, to watch the moon completely cover the sun in a total eclipse.
Something that I haven't never seen.
And we wanted to know exactly how far everyone traveled to our area. So we made a little sign. Tell us where you're from.
We're from Globe, Arizona.
Santa Clara, California.
We're from Minnesota.
Minneapolis.
We drive like 16 hours from Texas to come to see the eclipse.
The farthest away?
Dublin, Ireland.
Some have been planning for years.
2 years, 3 years. Started to make a note of it, thought about going to Yellowstone, then thought about going to Cahokia, and then realized, oh, longest point is going to be downstate Illinois.
And most realize it will be something they remember for years to come.
Because I want to be an astronaut when I grow up and go to Mars.
For those that have seen it before,
We will never see an eclipse in our lifetime again.
The last one in Ireland was in 1700 and something. I saw one in France in 99. I want to see another one.
they say it really is worth the hype. Is it as spiritual and magical as everyone says?
That's what brought me back. It really is that good. It's worth traveling all that distance to see.
Now remember, downtown St. Louis, the arch here is not in the path of totality, so most of the people we spoke with today will be traveling to other nearby towns, St. Clair, Washington, Carbondale, of course, where they are going to have the longest duration in our area. However, some people are a little bit concerned about that cloud coverage. Some people we spoke with today said they are going to actually hit the road again and travel farther east, where they're hopeful there might be clearer skies. Live downtown, Alexis Zotos, News 4.